In today's video, we'll be checking out a new and updated hero pack available for the Fisk superhero mod. And some of the heroes in this one are definitely unique. So let's just jump straight into it. All right, and we are back with another hero pack. This time we got some, definitely got some different ones this time. And we've actually got some heroes here that I've never seen before, so this is going to be a good one. So starting out strong then, let's start with War Machine here. This is, I believe, War Machine Mark 1, which is one of the newer ones that was added. And as you can see, we do get that amazing turret on our shoulder there, modeled so well. And comparing this to the other War Machine suits, I actually kind of like this one a lot. This might even be my favorite one. So a nice little feature that I don't think that was there in the past is that little meter at the bottom there, and I guess that symbolizes the actual bullets that we have. So starting out with the classic abilities, we do get aim. Every Iron Man suit has it. Well, nearly every Iron Man suit, as we found out in the one of our last videos. Can't go wrong with that. We get the shoulder turret as well, which looks something like this. And then once it's actually finished, it goes back into its sort of like resting position there. And from this view, this is what it looks like. I just feel like you can never get bored with War Machine. And then for our finally ability there, as you can see, we do get the handguns as well, which is just more firepower. And as you can see the little meter filling up at the bottom. So you've basically got infinite ammo pretty much. And of course, as War Machine, you can fly. And I gotta say, this shoulder turret is just insane. Like, it just looks so cool. Definitely a big fan of War Machine on that one. All right, up next, who have we got next? Let's go with Hellboy over here. Now, you might know Hellboy, you might not. He is, of course, from the Hellboy movies, and I'm pretty sure there's actually like a comic about it as well. I'm almost certain about that. But since it is Hellboy, you can see there at the back, we do get this really cool demon tail that just sort of like moves on its own. And this skin alone just looks so cool. Like, even like the little like 3D of the horns and everything. I don't know. Like I always say, it's the small details. So abilities-wise, you can run pretty quick, and as you can see, we can jump pretty damn far as well compared to normal. And the first ability that we do get is that we can create a tremor, which looks something like this, which I guess just works as a bit of like an area of effect attack. So if you're being surrounded, you can use that to get out of it. And then for the equipment that we actually get, this is really cool. We get Excalibur, which is just this ginormous sword here. Check that out. That is ridiculous. And we get the Good Samaritan as well, which is just one of his many pistols that are in the films and the comics. And this pistol really does pack a punch. I mean, look at that. I mean, just listen to how like hefty that is. That is nice. I love that. So in terms of abilities wise, not too many, but I mean, it's Hellboy. I mean, that's already pretty damn cool enough. And hopefully they bring in the other characters from the series as well, because they're all really sweet. So up next, we have this guy behind me in the shirt and tie. And this guy right here is actually Chainsaw Man from the Chainsaw Man anime, which is really cool. I recently checked it out. As you can see, when we put the suit on, it basically just completely overhauls the skin that you have on. You get a whole new face. First things first, we do actually have a weapon, and that is the axe, which is very common in the show. And from what I can see, it is literally just a regular iron axe, which is nice. Nothing too crazy there. But then as you can see there, similar to the War Machine stuff, we do have a little meter at the bottom, and that is representing blood. And then up there, top left, you can see we actually get the devil transformation, and this is just insane. Take a look at this. I mean, can you get much cooler? And after watching the show, that just feels so much cooler than you think. Abilities wise, we can just use the chainsaws, which do have a nice little custom sound to them. But I realized this, that when we sprint, we actually do this like crazy sort of like tackle attack, which is basically just a one hit. You're definitely pretty much unstoppable for the most part. So you can either wait for that blood meter at the bottom to run out and you'll go back to human form, or you can just press the same command to transform again. And there you go, back to normal. And in the newest update for this hero pack, this character actually has two different sort of costumes, I guess you could say. He has a shirtless one, which is basically just the same as this, but without the shirt. So you can definitely mimic parts of the show. Up next, we've got this guy right here. And if you didn't know, this is actually one of the Iron Legion sort of suits that we see in the films. And it's actually one of the ones that eventually turns into that big boy right there. So with it being an Iron Man suit, you don't actually get that many abilities, considering it is just meant to be like a security type drone. As you can see there, top left, we only get the aim. That's pretty much all you get. Oh, and you can fly as well, so there is that. And at first I was thinking, oh, that's a bit lame, you know, considering that they could have had all the other abilities involved. But then I realized there's actually a different variation of this suit, and this one is creepy. So if you remember from the film, when Ultron first sort of makes his appearance, he looks like that really creepy robot, and this hero pack definitely delivers on it. I mean, just look at that. That is... And of course, we do get the aim as well, so you can still sort of fight, but... I mean, good luck getting anywhere. You don't really see anything like this in hero packs where it's just sort of mainly cosmetic, but definitely a winner in my books. So leading on from the creepy Ultron robot, why not just check out the big boy himself? And as you can see, when you throw this suit on, you do become a little bit taller than the regular, probably another head or so taller. And I just look at this model, like the little cheek things that like bend around. That is
crispy.
It's always the smaller details on these packs. I always say it. So starting out with ability number 1, we are able to fly. Pretty damn quick as well. And considering that you're a lot bigger in scale compared to like the regular suits, it's quite intimidating. It's definitely quite intimidating. So with this version of Ultron, we do actually get 3 abilities. We get the energy projection, which looks something like this. Basically just heat vision turned up to like the max, so that's always nice. We do get the telekinetic grab here, which as you can see, I definitely didn't forget about this. So basically a bit of context about this build in here. In my last hero video, I said that if you wanted to be named after a villager, leave your username. And as you can see, we actually do have all these guys named under the people that left a comment. If you want to be named and if you want to reach the top, let me know and you can have a place in this little kind of weird hotel. And finally, for the Ultron abilities, we get the heat generation, which I didn't actually realize what this was, but if you actually hold it, your right fist will just basically burn like super hot. So when we punch these guys, they do actually get set on fire as well. So that extra damage is definitely worth it. I would love to see a fight between like Ultron and Iron Man. I really would. Maybe that's coming in the future. Who knows? And just like the Chainsaw Man suit, this one does come with a bit of a variation. You can have like a darker one. And this one doesn't actually have as many abilities, as I think it's based on the one before this one here. At least I think that's right. So you might be thinking to yourself, what is this behind me? And it is actually General Zod. Now, usually when it comes to Superman or General Zod or anybody like that, they usually suck quite a bit. So abilities wise there, we do have the adjust super speed. We can go up to level 1 with this, and we also get slow motion, so you can sort of, you know, dodge incoming projectiles, anything like that. And we do get the heat vision as well. Can't be General Zod without it. Everybody remembers that one scene at the end of Man of Steel. Pretty crazy. And one really cool feature that I found out is that if you actually hold shift, you see that meter going up at the bottom there, which I didn't realize, but I've actually mimicked this pose on a couple of the thumbnails that I've made in the past. But if you actually hold space while doing this, you'll get launched right up into the sky. Look at that. So that's a really good way of getting out of situations or just getting height really quickly. And just like Superman, he does fly pretty damn quick as well. So yeah, that's General Zod. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, the suit is just wicked. All right, so finally we're going to check out this mysterious wheel right here. And I actually had to do some research on what this was because I genuinely had no clue what the hell this was from or who it even belonged to. So as you can see, when we actually have this on, you're a giant hamster wheel. And with the research that I did, I realized that this wheel actually belongs to one of Spider-Man's supervillains. And I think it was the 7th worst villain that was ever made for Spider-Man. So yeah, that's him. So moving on past the absolute horror that is that giant hamster wheel, we do have Bizarro right here. So the way to think about this guy is basically just like an evil kind of dead zombified version of Superman, who basically has like the opposite kind of powers as Superman. So instead of heat vision, we actually get frost vision. Instead of having like the frost breath, we have the flame breath, which looks like this. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just dead zombie Superman. Bizarro, everybody. But you also do get this really cool, like, launch Man of Steel type pose as well. So not bad at all. Now, going back to the fan favorites, let's check out this guy behind me right there. And if you weren't so sure, this is the noir version of Spider-Man that we see in the Spider-Verse. The Spider-Man that's actually voiced by Nicolas Cage, which took me way too long to realize. And you get some really cool little extras when it comes to this guy as well. So starting out with, we do get the classic Spider-Man, rapid webs, impact webs, all that good stuff that we've seen before. Can't go wrong. We get the classic web zip with the little acrobatics, which is just so sweet. I forgot how cool these were. It's been a while since I've done Spidey hero pack, so you get the classic Spidey sense there, which just goes above your head. That looks really cool. I love that in these Spidey suits. And of course, it wouldn't be Spider-Man without the web swinging, so we do obviously get that as well, with some really sweet animations that we've seen before in these packs. I do miss Spider-Man in these packs. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. But one of the brand new little features that we get with this guy, we get a gun. So being the detective that you are, you can just you know, deal with crime this way if you really wanted to. Completely up to you. So there's Spider-Man with a gun. Now you've seen everything. All right, so now we're going to be talking about the giant head that's just been staring me down the whole video. So if you couldn't tell, this is like MODOK, I think is the way it's pronounced. I remember seeing this guy in comics and stuff back in the day. I'm pretty sure even in some of the cartoons back in the day. This guy's definitely winning for uniqueness. I'll give him that. Look at the little arms flapping as well when you fly forward. Look at that. Abilities wise, we do have the telekinesis grab, similar to Ultron, so we can just throw him off the building, as we always do. And we also get the energy beam as well, which looks something like this. which doesn't seem to be all that powerful, realistically. I mean, for being a giant floating head with a giant crystal, the way this guy moves is so weird to me. I don't know. I can't tell if I like it or if I hate it. But whoever you're chasing, they're not going to have a very good time because you can just absolutely go nuts with this guy. I mean, just look at the speed. I mean, if this guy flew towards me at like max speed like this, I'd have nightmares. So that's it for this guy. But I mean, I got to say, I love the uniqueness. I love that he's in these packs now. That is so cool. Could always do with more villains. Everybody loves villains. And on the topic of villains, we do get one of my favorites here. This is, of course, Red Hood, aka the guy on the thumbnail for this video. And similar to the Titanfall sort of outfits that you can get in the other hero packs, the helmet does come on and off like that. I love that animation. I can never get bored of that. It just looks so cool. In terms of the abilities that we get the similar sort of Batman stuff. We only get the smoke pellet here, so we can just lob that at the ground, disappear, and nobody will ever know where we are, except right here behind this box. But if you did want to do some combat, we got guns. Check these out. And when we want to reload, I mean, just check out this animation. That to me makes Red Hood just so much cooler. And I'm pretty sure that these guns are the same ones that Deadpool uses, so always a winner. We get 20% sprint speed more than normal. We get 1.2 jump height. Damage reduction is up to 93.3%. Full resistant. Definitely not a bad one to take on the bat, that's for sure. And this is of course based on the Phantasm here that we have from one of the old Batman series. And I'm not too knowledgeable about this this hero in particular, or villain, should I say. But we do get the same sort of utility belt with a smoke pellet like Batman and Red Hood that we just saw, with the same disappearing factor. Love that effect. I can never get bored of that disappearing act. I love it so much. It's so perfect for these sort of DC heroes. And for our secondary ability, we actually have like a gauntlet weapon type blade. So we pull that out of our pocket, put it on our gauntlet, and then we're ready to rock and roll. And then when you're done with it, you can just put it away. Job done. So there we have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video as always. I really enjoyed all these suits here, especially Red Hood and especially the creepy Ultron that we saw earlier as well. And who could forget the giant hamster wheel while we're at it. Be sure to leave a like and a comment. And if you want your name on any of these windows like the other guys, then be sure to leave your username underneath the pinned comment. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.